Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Lukenessmonster, and this is Ask Lukenessmonster, episode 82, the series on the channel where I answer your guys' questions from the comments down below. So if you guys do want your questions answered in next week's video, make sure to comment down below in this week's video, and I will try my very best to answer it. Anyway, guys, real quick before you get into the video, we actually got a brand new logo, and because of that, we're going to be switching out all of our Lukenessmonster merch. So if you do want any of this classic Lukenessmonster merch, this is the last week to get it before it's gone forever. Next Monday, I will be swapping it out for all of the brand new merch with the brand new logo. So stick around for that, but if you do want any of that classic merch before it's gone forever, this is the last week to do so. That is linked in the description if you are interested. Anyway, the first question from Problems, they ask, what slicing settings do you use on Cura? Also, what scale did you use for the Order 66 diorama? I just started 3D printing, and I also have a DTOLF. Thanks. That is a great question. So normally on Cura, when I do 3D printing, if you guys don't know, Cura is a 3D printing slicing software. And normally my settings are a 0.16 millimeter layer height and a 10% infill. Now that's for mostly larger objects. When you get smaller, you want to do a higher infill so it's less brittle. But those are my basics, is around 10% infill. And specifically for the Order 66 diorama, I did actually do an entire video on that. If you guys do want to check it out, it'll be linked in the description and pinned in the card right now. But this is actually files from Landspeeder Luke, so go check him out. He's also linked in the description, makes a ton of amazing files, but those original files weren't actually to scale for a DTOLF, so I used 100% scale, but I actually just had to slice it, and so it's smaller than the actual files, but it is 100% scale, so pretty cool. But definitely go check out that video if you want to see how I made it, because it's absolutely beautiful. The next question from Gman16, he asks, do you think there's any chance of getting an AT-ST driver in the Black Series for the Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary? Good question, and unfortunately it definitely won't be on that 40th anniversary card if I had to guess, unless if it happens to be a deluxe figure, which I just doubt. But all 3 waves of 40th anniversary have been officially pipelined, and so there was no AT-ST driver in that. So if they did make a AT-ST driver for the 40th, it would have to be either in a box or for some separate release. It wouldn't be on that 40th card, unfortunately, but I think it is possible. It just, like I said, it wouldn't be a part of those 3 mainline waves. The next question asks, do you collect any other Star Wars items excluding the Black Series, prop helmets, etc.? If so, what would those items be? Also, please drop a 3D printed AT-ST review. So yeah, I'll definitely get to that AT-ST review. I had to get the actual 3D printing videos out first, though. And regarding your question, yes, I do some. Mostly of the props and stuff that I own are Black Series brand, though, because they're electronic replicas, even though they're not technically replicas. But I do own a few of the Stormtrooper helmets. I own the Mandalorian and the Vader helmet, all the Black Series brand. And I also do own a few of the lightsabers as well. But I guess those are Black Series, so they don't technically count. Really, the only other Star Wars item that I do own that's not Black Series, I mean, I'm sure there's others out there, but the one thing that comes to the top of my head is the Hot Toys 501st Trooper. That's really the only thing that I've bought recently that isn't Black Series, that's still Star Wars, and I do have a review on that if you want to go check it out. The next question from Phase 2 Action Review, he says, what do you need to own a 3D printer, like a laptop or something? And is it confusing to print things and go get replacement parts? So you do need some sort of computer. It doesn't have to be a laptop, could be a desktop, but anything you can download files onto, because you do need a computer to transfer the files from the computer to the micro SD chip. So yeah, you will need some sort of computer, but no, it's not really confusing to print things. It does take some learning to do. There's a learning curve for sure, but once you get the hang of it, it's rather easy. And no, it's not really confusing to get replacement parts either. As long as you know what's broken, replacement parts are fairly cheap online. Mainly Amazon is where I get most of my replacement parts from. So as long as you know it's broken, the replacement parts are very cheap. So yeah, I'd say if you are interested, I say try to jump into it. YouTube and Google is your friend. There's tons of videos and tutorials out there to help you get started. But yeah, if you do have any interest, I say definitely go ahead and try it out. Figure and Dan asks, Hi Luke, I have a question. If I was to start my own channel about the Black Series, what would be a good topic to start with? Any tips? I'd say definitely go with reviews. That's what I did to start my channel, and it worked out pretty well for me. So I say start with reviews and then branch out from there. Whatever gets views, keep on doing it, and just any tips? I'd say just keep on uploading. You may not get a lot of views at first, but the more consistent you are, the more work you put into it, the more it pays off. Krabby asks, do you think we're getting a new Deluxe Mando figure next year? Good question. Now, a brand new Mando sculpt was pipelined at, it was either San Diego Comic-Con or Hasbro PulseCon. It was a while ago that it got pipelined, so we are going to be getting a brand new Mando figure. Will it be deluxe? I'm not really sure. The photo does show him having, it's like from Book of Boba Fett, so he does have the spear and the Darksaber in that scene. So, I mean, it might justify a deluxe set, but I don't think so. I think it's going to be a standard release. Mando makes Hasbro a lot of money. If they're going to put a brand new sculpt into it, they're probably going to make him a mainline figure. That's just my guess, though. You never know. They might surprise us. The next question from JD Pragmatic, he asks, how about a Gaming Rights Republic Commando that is just plain solid white? That could be very profitable considering it's a modders template. So that is a good question, and I really hope we do get that one day. Unfortunately, it's not rumored or pipelined or anything like that, so we'll have to wait and see, but we already do have that Commando mold with Delta Squad, which I guess is technically still that Hunter mold, but that would work great, just all white with the blue visor. I think that would look good, and I do hope they decide to do that one day, but we'll have to wait and see. The next question from Scarman78, he asks, with Andor now finished, which characters would you want to see in the line? Good question, and I plan on making an entire video on this, so I won't go super in depth, but if I had to pick one as of right now, I would have to go with the Imperial ISB agent girl. I don't really know her name, and honestly, I don't care that much. I just think she was a pretty cool character, and I do like that white ISB uniform, so I think I'd have to go with her for one figure as of right now, but like I said, I'll make an entire video on this in the future. The next question from Halo Animations, they ask, do you think that you'll buy an OG 5s, an Echo, etc. if Hasbro makes them? So I think you're referring to like the Phase 1 5s and Echo, like the Defend Camino ones. And absolutely, I love those designs. I'm just a huge fan of both of the characters, and I'm happy to buy any versions of them, no matter what armor, whether it's ARC Trooper, Phase 1, whatever armor it is. I just like the characters, so I'd be happy to buy any version of them. The next question from CT2022, he asks, what would you expect of a Black Series Camino Captain happening? Good question. I think it's possible. I mean, we've already gotten the standard Camino clone, so it's not totally out of the realm of possibility, but basically they would just have to add the like visor, and I believe he has a comma too. I can't remember, but it might just be the visor to that standard Camino clone, and there you go. So it's not a super hard thing to do, so it's definitely in the realm of possibilities. And then the last question from Commander Cook, he asks, what is your favorite Christmas gift you've ever gotten? Now that is a tough question, but I think I would have to go with an Xbox One. I've had it for quite a few years now. It's got to be, running on 5 or 6 years. It's been a very long time, but it still works great, running amazing. I still use it daily, like, out of, like, the most used Christmas present, that's got to be it, because I've put like hundreds of hours into that Xbox. So yeah, I gotta go with the Xbox One. Anyway, guys, this is going to do it for the video. If you did enjoy, the like button and subscribe. Make sure to leave a comment down below if you do want your questions answered in next week's video, and I will try my very best to answer them. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.